Hi, my name is Ron Ryder. I'm one of the leaders of Valley Beth Shalom, and we all look forward every year to honoring our veterans, and I'm very proud to have been a veteran myself in 1969 and 70 in the Army Medical, and served those 2 years stateside. Did not have the experience that all you gentlemen talked about today, and women, of having served overseas. But my greatest honor that I have is my father and my uncle. I'm from New Orleans, the son of German Jews who, thank goodness, that part of the family was lucky enough to get out. And my parents, strangely enough, watching the film that the Schlesingers gave us today, my parents came to the United States on the Queen Mary in April 1938. My family ended up in New Orleans, as I said, and my father helped to build the PT boats, designed and built the PT boats, and not because of my dad, but because of all of his cohorts. That's why the World War II Museum is in New Orleans today. So if any of you go to New Orleans, call the temple to get in touch with me. I would like you to be treated with honor. It is rated the second most dynamic and approved, I'm trying to look at the word, appreciated, but no, it's received award, but the second most outstanding museum in the United States, after the Met in New York. And it is really amazing to see. Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks also put a lot of energy into the museum. And my other claim to fame is my uncle, who was one of the Ritchie boys. For those of you who don't know, 60 Minutes recently did a documentary on it, and there's a book out about the Ritchie boys. The Ritchie boys were the German Jews who were sent to spy in German because they could speak German, because they could pass, and I'm very glad to say he sent hundreds of people to Nuremberg for trial, and was a true hero. So my dad and my father are heroes of a much more active duty than I was, but it certainly is an honor to have served my country and my family as well.
Well, okay, I think, anybody else? Okay. You want to say something? Oh. Oh. You want the mic?
My father was from England. My father was from England.
Yeah, give her the mic.
He came to the United States in 1938. My father was from England, and he came to the United States in 1938. He left his whole family in England. He met my mother, and they got married. I have a British birth certificate because my father was still a British subject when I was born. And when they went back to England after the war, we were on the maiden voyage of the Queen Elizabeth because they only brought troops back to the United States. We were the first passenger ship. And I just found all the papers in a box my dad left. And it was true. I mean, my son was just amazed when he saw all the paperwork. He had everything from the maiden ship voyage, the menus and everything. So that's kind of, my attachment to the whole thing. My dad worked in the shipyards in Brookline, Massachusetts during the war. And then they moved to California when I was a year old, and he worked in the shipyards, either Long Beach or San Pedro. So, yeah.
What's her name?
I'm Penny Korchoff.